didn't have enough time to look for it, and I misplaced it. So he was like, so you lost it? And he was like, no, I misplaced it. So my dad's like basically said, so you basically lost it? He's like, yeah. He's like, okay, price just dropped. He's like, why? I chimed in, I said, remotes are going to be about $100, you know, because I'm going to go stick with Traxxas, because, you know, I don't have anything aftermarket, you know, radio-wise. I said, I'm going to stick with Traxxas, because I know I can pair the fucking remote to the receiver that's in the fucking truck. So I told him, I'm looking at the truck, I said, the tires are shot, the front ones are at least. He's like, how can you tell they're shot? And I said, I squeeze them, and they fucking take forever to, you know, come back. He's like, oh, the foam on the inside of the tires fucking rotted, so, you know, from being wet. He's like, oh. I was like, so the tires are shot, and I get the truck up to a certain like speed or RPM, they're gonna balloon, they're gonna fucking shred apart, and plus they're also dry rotted. I don't have them anymore because I threw them out in garbage day was today, obviously because the garbage cans are out. You know, so those are gone. And I said, tires are about $60. He's like, yeah, I know that. And I said, remotes are about 100. He's like, really? I'm like, yes. Please be recycling. So that, you know, so I got, you know, bartering with them. I told Dad I was trying to hit him with 350. He's like, no, let me do it. And now I gotta figure out where I want to go before I go eat lunch. Yep, recycling. So he said, would you do 400? He's like, no, I do 475. He's like, no, 450. Or no, 425 he hit Dad, or Dad hit him with next. He's like, no, I do 460. And the Dad's like, no, 450. And that's the absolute bottom dollar. If you don't take it, you can go home. You know, that's what he's basically hitting at. You know, without saying it. Shit. There we go. Yeah, of course I'm gonna go watch my house. Keep them out of my yard. You know, so he said, yeah, he'll do a 450. You know, I wanted to chew and get on the dude. You know, that's why I was telling the vlog crew. You know, kind of fucking wishing that Dad wasn't around, because I was wanting to lay into him without fucking brushing me off. And he's getting a ticket. He's getting a fucking ticket because his recycling bin's too full. I'm sorry, that's what it is. That's what's happening. Can't have the bins overflowing. That's how they want them. If they're overflowing, they will not pick them up. There's gonna be another one because the bin's overflowing. So then he said $450, and Dad said, don't pay him yet, I'm going to get a remote. And this is before the fucking cops showed up for the neighbors. He's like, don't pay him yet, I'm going to get a remote to make sure the fucking truck works and runs. And if it doesn't run, you're not gonna buy it. And I said, no, I don't want it if it doesn't fucking work. You know, I was like, yeah, I agree. I don't want it if it doesn't work. He's like, it works. Fucking truck, you know, yeah, plugging the batteries and the truck turning on doesn't tell me shit. I need the remote because I need to cycle that motor to make sure the motor fucking works. And he's like, okay, understandable. I said, because there goes another fucking $100 and some. You know, and if I'm going to trade the motor in, I might as well trade the ESC in as well. So I'm going to hit Henry and go down Farland, come up Newtons, and then down Preble again. And if that guy that was sitting in front of that house that got that ticket for the overflowing recycling bin, he's like, hey, can you come here for a sec? I'm gonna laugh at it when I have to explain to him. So you know, because I'm gonna tell him if the fucking motor is shot, I'm gonna trade the ESC. I'm gonna have to trade the ESC and motor in to get another 6S system. To make this truck work. So there goes another $100, you know, $150, $200. So now you're looking at about $250, $300. You know, but I didn't tell him that. So, so then Dad had Keegan come out and They're gonna be another one with the ticket too. So then Dad had Keegan come out to pair the remote. Well, boom, 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 you know, ran, whatever. Because he said it needed an axle. Dad proved him wrong. He's like, doesn't need an axle. Because me and Dad were talking, you know, loud enough that they could hear us talking shit about it. You know, and everything that we pointed out and seen automatically proved that he was an idiot. You know, because he said it needed an axle because it kept fucking popping out or whatever. I said there's an easy fucking fix to that. I said it's either you don't... The fuck? I said it's either you don't fucking run your RCs in water, and the foams won't rot and this won't happen, or you say you think that's what the cause may be and why the axle's popping, then we'll look into it and see if you're right or not. Because the axles were fine. I said there's also an easy fix to that too. I said you put your on all the closer hold, push arms down to make it taller, so then you got less engagement. Fuck, that wouldn't work. I said there's an easy fix to that too. Move your shocks around so that so it sucks arms up.